Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night.
Okay.
They're all in the truck.
Shut up.
You know what? Stop it.
Okay. 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Los Angeles time.
Mics are hot.
Mics are hot. Yeah, yes.
Why do you have your collection of hats in the truck? You need to have them in
Can
the
you
here.
please save this till after we're done with the show? You know why I have the
can't.
stuff in the truck. I put them on the dashboard, so I always have one extra. Always. That way I've got one in the truck. If I go someplace and I get out, I can put the hat on. You know.
How many hats? How many heads do you have for a hat?
I got two heads that they fit.
Brother.
You
Your
walked
hat
into
doesn't
that
fit
one.
the other one. Sorry.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, hey, is it okay if I go ahead and start the program now? I mean, is that all right with you?
I guess.
I'm just asking
It's all about you.
if I can get, permission. All right.
It's all about you.
Welcome to the Loop Studios, KGXT, the Gen X Talks podcast, live from the desert in Minden, Nevada. Bringing it to you 100% loud, on time, on target, and here we go.
Okay.
You didn't have your headphones on. You didn't see what I did. I had the applause going. Yeah.
Of course you did.
See,
Unbelievable.
now see, that's what, look at, now picture that. I did that and I had the applause going. That's what I need to put on there for Off the Record. So that we play that intro, Off the Record, Bigfoot. I can just play it.
Wow.
It takes over. You see? Yeah. Woo Nagi, man. Woo Nagi right here.
And how many weeks have we been doing OTR? And you just came up with that?
You have to go there, didn't you? You had to go there.
I'm just making a point.
I think we're on the 8th or 9th show. So 8 or 9.
Oh, so you just figured that out. Way to go.
I didn't look at.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go.
No one ever accused you of marrying the smartest guy on the planet, okay?
Ain't that the truth? I was warned prior.
Are we 5x5? Are we good?
I don't know.
Why don't you
Nobody's
check?
Listening. None of our staff is listening.
None of the staff is listening.
No.
What about the KGXT live studio room on
shit.
Discord?
I'm really not there.
Wow. And you've had your coffee this morning, too. I don't want to hear any shit from you. Wake me up with my
There's way too much on my mind right now. I'm so sorry, Discord people.
Wow. She's just shunning the Discord people. I hope you at least left the light on for him in there. You didn't leave him in the dark with the door shut. That would be very unsavory of you.
I'm coming. Hang on.
All right. I'll leave that joke alone. I could have just made a really big joke right there. And I didn't. I left it alone. All right.
Let's just talk about how busy this week is.
First of all, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for showing up today. We are broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. And I do apologize for the shows that we've missed. It has been, we made a conscious decision. Actually, I was talking to my therapist the other day. And you guys know my therapist by name. I'm just not going to tell you who it is. And Gen X Mom and I had already made the decision. We came to a logical conclusion. If we do all the shows and we don't get everything done for the Gen X Talks barbecue, the barbecue will suffer a little bit. Are we still 5x5 or do I need to adjust the volumes? Because it looks like we're a little high. We're okay there? Everybody all right? Just letting you guys know that. Okay.
It's good.
And so we said, okay, if we skip a couple shows, it is important to get the barbecue razor sharp, right where it's supposed to be. So we agreed on that. It wasn't even 2 hours later, I was talking with my therapist, and my therapist said, you can't fuck up the barbecue. You gotta spend some, if you gotta sacrifice a little bit. So we're canceling all the bottom of the glass shows until the big one on Saturday. We didn't get back in time to do the world show yesterday, and I thought we were going to be able to do Off the Record. I really did. I was here, but the thing was on our way back, Gen X Mom was hurting. I don't know whether I pushed her too far or she did. It was tough on her. And so she came back, took her meds, took a hot bath, crawled into bed. She was done. She was hurting. So I could have done it with Mary Mathis. Mary M is here, is on staff, been a friend of ours for, 40 years. but I all of a sudden started hurting, and then I got my gut pain, and it went away, but then it came back, and I was like, I don't think I can sit
just
here and do
getting
this.
old.
We are getting old. Now, my overall arc of things is getting better, and here's why I want to let you guys know. So I am apologizing for the shows we missed. But I got you. This is important, and you guys are going to hear it first, but I am going to talk about this on Bottom of the Glass shows. This is going to be a thing. You guys remember when we used to talk about marcyzavala.com?
MarcyZavala.com.
MarcyZavala.com. And the quick recap on that is Dr. McDreamy is married to MarcyZavala.com. And Dr. McDreamy, as you guys know, he's been a friend of ours since we were little kids. And he is one of the most sought after doctors in the Pacific Northwest, maybe even on the West Coast. He is the number 1 or 2 fight doctor in Las Vegas, and by far the number 1 guy up here in the Reno area. And his wife has spent 20 years learning the nutrition side of things. They are quite a formidable team. And my wife, as you know, my current wife, who's in the studio with me right now, she beat cancer, suffered through some cancer years ago, and the trade-off was, hey, we're going to cure you, but you're going to have problems afterwards. And basically what the oncologist had told me was, he said, the chemotherapy is a poison. It's just how it works. It's a poison. We kill everything in your body, all the cells and all the stuff, and we hope that only the good cells that we want grow back. And I didn't understand that. And just giving you guys a quick recap. As a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert wood. Thank you for coming along in this thought process. The doctor had told me, the oncologist had told me, he says, imagine a white sandy beach. 14 billion grains of sand. And there are 3 black grains of sand. You don't know where they are. You don't know how deep they're buried. But you have to kill those 3 black grains of sand. So you take a liquid and you pour it over the whole beach, and you keep pouring the liquid on so it soaks down 12 feet. And you hope that that liquid got and killed those 4, black grains of sand, and you move on, which I thought was completely stupid and unprofessional. I go, that's fucking luck. That's more luck than anything. And the doctor explained it in a little more detail, but that's the basics of how chemotherapy works, as I found out. So he said, congratulations, no more cancer. We got everything. We're good to go. However, then he tells you the bad news. He didn't tell us this in the beginning, which I can see, because it might dishearten some people from the process if they say, we'll tell you the bad news up front. I probably wouldn't have wanted to know. So when we're all done, he's okay, cancer's gone. We'll monitor it. But here's the bad news. The chemotherapy destroys your body faster than it would had you not had any. And of course, I'm scratching my head going, I don't understand what that means. He goes, well, let's say your wife was going to get arthritis at 70 in normal course of life. She's now going to get it at 60. If she was going to have a spine problem with deterioration at 70, she's now going to get it at 60. Everything's going to happen a little sooner. Everything's going to deteriorate in its normal course, but it's going to happen a little faster. One of the byproducts of my wife's cancer was she was in severe pain. And of course, where did they send you with severe pain?
Pain and management, doctor.
Pain management. Good old pain management in the state of California. So there she is. And they've got her on all sorts of drugs. And I mean, bottles and bottles and bottles. And every time she comes in and says, I'm doing all the exercises, I'm eating better, and the pain, and I can't get it. And they're like, well, we'll just up your pain medicine. Or they would try a different one, more powerful. What were some of the most powerful ones you were on? There were some that were really strong.
Well, I was in the hospital on morphine for the longest time. Then I took myself off of the morphine, and then I came home with Norco. I was on Norco for 2 years after that. Then I finally got fed up because they kept giving me the Norco, but it made me feel really weird all the time. And that's when I talked to Dr. McDreamy, and I tried to go off the Norcos, and it was like a withdrawal
It was
thing.
hell,
I did it twice. I tried twice, then stayed up for like 48 hours and went absolutely loony.
So here I am watching my wife suffer. And it's bad. And she's suffering every day for years and years and years. And we've tried everything. You could fly to Mexico and South America and try to drink the coconut water from some rare coconut. I mean, anything to cure her pain, and nothing was helping. All of a sudden, we sit down one day, seriously, with Dr. McDreamy and MarcyZavala.com.
MarcyZavala.com.
And Marcy says, I can fix everything inside of you, but you have to change your diet. Like, okay, what do you want us to eat? More strawberries? We got it. And Marcy goes, no, first I need to have a very extensive look at you. And I mean, the test they ran was, they had a poop test, a pee test, a blood test. They had hair follicles. They had scraped under her fingernails, earwax, everything they could do. And she goes, this is the most complete test I've ever seen anybody run. Even when she was in the hospital, they didn't run stuff like this. And she goes, listen, this is a complete process of food in, food out. This is a complete thing. So we did it. And we waited for the results. Dr. McDreamy and Marcy both looked at the paperwork and said, okay, here's what you're going to do. We're going to drop all these medications. We're going to change a couple to this, and you're going to eat in this direction. Right. And it was specific for you. There for my wife, there was no booklet. Okay, now follow booklet, page 1, page 2, eat how you're supposed to. There's no, they have to look at how your body's processing the food and then decide what you can have. I mean, I've never heard of anything like this, but guess what? Within 3 or 4 weeks, she was feeling better. Within 3 or 4 months, your pain was almost all gone. Now, you have pain now, but that's your own doing because you don't follow what Marcy says. You're a bad girl, and you eat things maybe you're not supposed to. But ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I will submit to you when she follows, when she had that test, and she follows what MarcyZavala.com
MarcyZavala.com
and Dr. McDreamy say, she's good to go. Now, we passed all this along to you guys 2 years ago. Some of you signed up and followed along. Everybody who I know that has gone with Marcy's program has had anywhere from some improvement to massive improvement. The problem was the money. It cost $3,000 for the test. That money doesn't go to Marcy. That was $3,000 for the test. And that was a real stumbling block for a lot of people. I mean, we barely did it. We did it, and we had to make some payments on it and get it clear, but we did it. So what I did was I took it upon myself for the last year or so. I have been trying to find a finance company. You know, those second chance financing companies, like if you go in to buy an automobile, there's automobile lenders. You go to buy a house, there are real estate lenders. But there's a lot of secondary lenders. If you go to buy, a $2,000 barbecue grill, they have furniture is the same way. Yeah, they have financing for that. Or if you go to buy a jacuzzi, a spa, they have secondary lenders for those. I was trying to find one that would pay medical tests, pills, vitamins in that area. I finally found one. I made all the phone calls, and this is me trekking around the countryside often. And I had a conversation with MarcyZavala.com.
MarcyZavala.com.
And I told her what I had done. She didn't really know I was doing all of that, but I finally told her what I was doing, and I said, I found it. So her and Dr. McDreamy were on the phone with me. And they wrote down what to do. They got in contact with the finance company. I believe the finance company is agreeing to contract with her.
Oh, excellent.
And she says it'll take about a week to get approved. I think my company can get approved. And then, and during that time, during this year, Marcy found a way to drop the costs.
Oh, nice.
She found a way to bundle some packages together. She goes, I can get things much less now. I can get the testing done for a little less. I can get some of the pills for a little bit less. I don't know how much less. Don't hold me to that. But the idea is that so many of you came to me and said, we just don't have the money to do it. And you're going to need to forgive me for 1 second. I'm putting you guys all on hold. I got a phone call, and it's important. Hang on. I'm back. Are you back? I'm back.
back.
Sorry about that. That was one of the things we're going to talk about is our house closing. And that was our realtor asking some things like, where's the key to the mailbox and some other stuff like that. So with Marcy, back to this is important, is that the thing with Marcy was that it was difficult to afford it. She was able to lower a lot of her costs on things. And I was able to find a finance company that all of you guys could get into and afford. So now you get a payment, and I'm telling you, I started using the program after your queen did. Once I saw Her Majesty doing well, I'm like, okay, I need to do this too. And they started guiding me through the process, which as you guys know, turned into my weight loss program.
And you were skeptic at first.
Oh, I
you were
thought-
very skeptic. It took a little bit.
I told him, I said, look, man, just, Dr. McDreamy and Marcy said, I love you guys, but this isn't going to work. You can't change her diet and have pain go away, because the pain was in all of your joints and it was in your muscles and it moved around. One day your wrists hurt. One day your ankles hurt. One day it was your fingers that were killing you. And I'm like, you're not going to change this with diet. And it did. I'm telling you, when she follows it, and she's probably 80% better. And the only reason she's not 100% is because she fucking goes off the rails and eats shit she's not supposed to, just like everybody does. But it works. You feel free to tell people it works. You can chime in here anytime.
Oh, it works. It totally works.
Well,
even if it takes 80% of 100 of it away, it's livable.
Oh, yeah.
It's you can function.
So I want you guys to know that I am going to start talking about Marcy and her program again once her website has the link, because you guys can go apply for it.
She has joined. She has partnered with another health professional. And their new website is HerIQ, HERIQ.com is where Marcy is leading everybody to.
Yeah.
So they're going to do a lot of women's health also, but she will be helping men also.
Yeah, but the idea is, and that the bottom line is, from my point of view, is that if money was the issue before, which it was for a ton of people, myself included, if we can overcome that hurdle with that secondary lender company, and you can get on the program, do you guys realize you're not going to be hurting anymore? I mean, do you guys understand that the aches and the pains and the groans that you suffer with all day long go away? Do you understand that that's one of the main things of all of us getting older? And Marcy has a way to improve
and it's
that.
shocking to realize that a lot of it has to do with the way we eat.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And the food that we put into our mouths. It's crazy that it comes down to that. And you know what? If you have to take some pain pills every once in a while to get through it, that's fine. But if it's going to make you have a quality of life that gets you to move around, is so much better.
It's so weird how, and this is why I tell you there's no booklet. She does it different for each one of you.
Yes.
She looks at your test for you and goes, okay, this is what your body's doing. You can process this well, but you can't process that very well. Also,
just to ask her a question to find out if this program is right for you, she is willing to have a conversation with you free of charge. And she's not afraid to tell you, no, my program's not going to work for me, or yes, let's continue on with this program. So if you have time out of your day to get in touch with marcyzavala.com,
do it.
Then do it. Have a little conversation with her and see. It costs nothing to have that conversation.
And here's the other deal that I think should be this for you guys listening live or listening on the replay of the podcast. This is you rolling your eyes. This isn't a paid advertisement, jackass. They're not giving us a single dollar for doing this. We don't get a cut. Even though I made the arrangements for the finance company, and the finance company's going to pay her, and I'm out of it. They don't even know my name.
These are just our friends that have helped both of us.
Right. And all we're doing is you guys are our friends. We don't get a cut. We don't even get $10 every time you guys.
And we don't want it.
No.
We're doing this out of just a friendship and what we have witnessed ourselves.
But people say, oh, well, nice plug for your new revenue stream. They're bullshit.
Yeah.
There is all the work that I was doing trying to track this down for the past year. All the stuff, not a dollar. This is not what we do for a living. But when I saw what it did for Her Majesty the Queen, and when I saw how much, you guys have seen my weight loss. This is just changing how I'm eating, following what Dr. McDreamy and MarcyZavala.com said. That's important. I'm passing it along to you guys. So when it comes up, you guys are going to be the first to hear about it. That's going to be a game changer when people can say, okay, now my payment is $150 a month and you get treated.
Yeah.
And you're better. And guess what? Before you pay off your loan, you're going to be better. You're going to feel like, holy shit, this is the best money I've ever spent. Anyway, I want you guys to know that I was working on that for you guys and not for me. I'm already done. I've already got my answers and my results. Gen X Mom's got her answers and her results. We're done. And we're not making any money on this. We literally are trying to put this together for you guys because so many of you still wanted to do this. So if you come into the barbecue, ask me there. If you want some more information, genxdad@genxtalks.com. I promise I will reply to your email. I'll answer your questions. And as soon as this all comes online, which it's very close, within a week or two, I'm going to be pushing. You're going to get sick of me talking about it because I don't want anyone to miss this. I want to make sure we're reaching everybody, just so you guys know. All right. I do feel better now that I told everybody because that's been a thing on my mind. It really has been.
I know. You've been working really hard at it.
So do you want to tell everybody? Let me fold my hands here and sit back. And
I knew this was going to be brought up.
Come on. Let's know. How come you said today, I got some errands to run. Mary M and I are going to run errands. What did I say? No.
Well, that's because
I'll drive you.
Yeah, there's
I'm not going to let guys around Minden and Gardnerville, hit on you. So please tell the audience why now you have a permanent chauffeur.
Well, last Friday I took off for the whole day, running a bunch of errands, getting ready for the barbecue. And unbeknownst to me, I ran to the post office with a bunch of packages for our listeners that won prizes, and I was standing in line, and this guy that was in front of me, I had them all in a big huge box, and he turns around and he says, "You must come here often." Almost like a bar.
Here we go.
You look like a seasoned veteran, and I was like, what the heck is happening?
Now, how come you weren't offended by seasoned veteran? You're seasoned?
I don't know. Because you look like you know what you're doing when you're coming into the post office. And I'm like, well.
Now, there's a pickup line. You look like you know what you're doing.
But I was like, I had so many, I didn't want to balance them. I just had them in this big, huge box, you know? And then he just started talking, and then we got to talking about why I come here that often.
Yeah,
and
but he got his foot in the door.
He did.
He got the conversation to start rolling.
Yeah, but then I bursted his bubble when I said, "Oh, the social media site is my husband and son," and he was like crushed. I was like, "Dude," it was kind of funny.
Yeah,
so that happened.
Yeah,
but then, I have to tell you,
then she texts me and goes, "I just got hit on at the post office pretty heavily."
I was in sweats. My hair was up in a ponytail. I mean, I was just like,
t-shirt,
Yeah, and sunglasses and just running around. It was hilarious. It made my day. I was like, okay. Oh, but he made a comment about, the guy goes, Gen X Talks. He goes, what about Generation X? And I said, yeah, it's kind of like, we talk about times in the 80s and growing up in the 80s. And he goes, I was born in the 80s. I went, oh, dude.
Oh, but ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're not done.
No.
Please, let this day continue. Where were you off to next?
The post office. I went to our UPS store to check our box and pick up some packages and everything. And I'm standing in line. Oh, my T-shirt was of the day. My T-shirt was, what was it? The 40-40 challenge is what it's called. And on the back, it has 40-40 challenge. It has a cross. It's got stuff. And the guy behind me, he stopped by with a buddy, but he was behind me and he was talking to some girl behind me. And then he taps on my shoulder and he goes, excuse me, can I ask you what the 40-40 challenge is?
Here we go. Just some guy finding a way to get his foot in the door.
And I didn't realize it was my shirt, and I'm like, 40-40 challenge. What is
that? Sounds familiar.
What is he talking about? He goes, your shirt. I said, oh, yeah. And I explained to him what the 40-40 challenge was. For those that don't know, it's 40 miles in 40 days of walking, and it just does devotions and stuff while you're doing your walk. And so I was telling him, he goes, I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to check that out. I think that's
Here
really
we go. And the conversation. So when you're walking your 40-40 challenge, are you single? Do you walk alone?
My
this is where these guys, they find something
that's
to talk
what you
about.
Say. He was just being nice.
No, he wasn't. He wanted to have sex with you.
No,
he was just
he
finding
didn't.
out. Oh,
Stop
for
it.
Christ's sake.
He was just being nice.
Yeah. Boy, us as men, we're so thankful you girls are dumb and you think that we're just being nice. Look at all these men were just being polite.
They were.
They were just being nice.
So now I'm being punished and I have to have a chauffeur. But guess what? Most of the time, he stays in the car, so he won't know what happens while it's in the store. So you know that, do you?
Well, now
You stay in the
now
car.
I'm going in stores with you.
Great day.
Yeah, so there we go. Well, you know what?
Mary,
I'm not-
my best friend Mary is here with us this week.
I'm not going into a store where there's pillows.
And that's what I'm going for. So we've had a lot of fun this last week, lots of laughing. She lost her dad last week, very, very sad. And she just needed to get away. She had been spending some time in the hospital and needed to get away. So she came to our house early before the barbecue. And we've been having lots of fun, lots of laughter and belly laughs. And it's been fun. Well, you let us go to Walmart.
Yeah, all you got to do is go in there, get your stuff because it's less expensive and it's in stock and get out.
Well,
Walk in, shop, walk out. That's it.
This Walmart up here blasts 80s music, Gen X music, super loud.
Loud.
80s, 90s, super loud. So we were enjoying our shopping. We were dancing in the aisles, singing really loud for everybody to hear.
Like you do.
Like you do. And I made the comment, I wonder if Walmart has mattresses. And Mary looked at it and goes, why? I said, because we can go jump on them. I love jumping on mattresses. And we
That's
can do
true.
it. She goes, oh, I don't think they have mattresses, but I bet they have pillows. I went, pillow fight. And we just went down this one main aisle and there was a big, huge
There's
thing
the bin of pillows.
So I grabbed a pillow. It had plastic on it and I backhanded her with the pillow. And then she grabbed a pillow. We were having a pillow fight in Walmart and laughing hysterically. And then we were like, oh, that's probably on camera now, on the security camera. So we moved on. And we were
but
singing.
by then you got Mary M all riled up. So she puts the great...
That's where I was going with.
God.
Then we went into the grocery section and we got over to the fruit section and it was quite busy in there. And all of a sudden I lost her and I turned around and she had grabbed a grapefruit and she was sticking it under her neck. And I'm like, what
are you doing?
And then these people came between us and she goes, pass the grapefruit. And you know how you go up to the person you gotta
hold
use your neck,
you
no
gotta
hands?
hold the grapefruit with your chin.
Yeah,
and
and
the
then
next person
change
has
it.
to grab the grapefruit from
So
you with
that's
their
what
chin.
She wanted me to do.
You guys are so retarded. I swear to Christ
and then
Almighty.
This couple comes walking between us, and the lady's laughing
Because she knows what you guys are doing.
She knew, and she goes, "You two just made my whole day."
And that's the guy passing you's probably like, yeah, those are the two that were fighting with the pillows. I'm telling you, we just got to follow them around.
It was hilarious.
That's when I start texting, going, "Would you fucking come home and quit dicking around in the store? Let's go."
It was fun.
Anyway,
We
so
had a
yeah,
blast.
there's a problem. But see, you got what you guys don't know is that I have been dealing with these two for 30 years, going places, barbecues, pool parties. The shit, the off the wall weird shit. I couldn't even tell you in here. This is a family show. They're just like this. They get something. One of them gets it in the head, and the other one follows right along. Okay, whatever. We're done. I ratted you out. Now I got to follow.
But we had a lot of fun.
So we just told you guys that I'd take that phone call. That was the realtor, and the house is no longer ours.
Nope.
I texted the kids individually, and Ryan, who's our pot-smoking, computer repairing, tree-hugging liberal Democrat son, who I love with all my heart, he just wrote back. He goes, childhood home gone.
Ooh.
Little sad face. I think he feels it a little bit. I don't know how the other kids will respond, but the house is no longer... It's kind of funny. The house is no longer ours, but we don't have any money. We didn't get paid yet.
It's gone, and there's nothing in our bank account.
But that's how that goes. If you guys have bought and sold things before, you know that it once the wire transfer has an order number for the transfer of the money, then they can record. So we'll get it sometime today. But it's gone. Yeah. And what was funny
and
was
you asked me. You said to me, what'd you say this morning about the house? Like, how do you feel about it?
Well, I asked you. I said, I came up to you. I told you it was sold because we got the call earlier and we're doing stuff. I took a shower. But a little while after that, once the news had settled in, I did ask you. I said, well, how do you feel? Because it's gone. Because it did put a chink in my armor a little bit because not that I'm sentimental and miss the house. It really kind of was a weird feeling of, God, we spent so much time, money and energy in that house, putting things, and we did everything ourselves. We very rarely had people come in and do stuff unless it was something we couldn't do.
Yeah.
It bothered me a little bit. Like this is the dumb way to explain it. The new owners can come in and I'm like, don't sit around that fireplace. You didn't build that. I did. Don't go in that jacuzzi. I put that there. Don't walk in my wife's garden. She planted those. I feel like it's ours. And like, they just bought it. They're just enjoying it.
I was more emotional when I was packing up every room, when I was literally like taking stuff out of there.
Yeah.
Now that we've been here 2 months already.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of detached. I'm detached from it. I have no feeling whatsoever at this moment, but actually packing up each room and going through those memories, that bothered me more, but I'm okay. It's lost.
We did get everything out of there. We did not get as much money as we put into the house by far because, as I might have mentioned in previous occasions, my wife had said, this is our forever home. Spend the money, build it, build it, build it. So I did. Now she says, we're moving. And I'm like, okay, there's no way we're getting all of our money back out of this. She's like, I don't care. Let's just go. So if you guys think it was a financial windfall for what we spent, it was not. But I have been down there more recently than you. I have been in and out of the house getting cars and moving stuff and packing up with Briggs, with Mary M, with Jade. It's our other daughter. And I should have had more of an emotional problem with this. And I don't. I kind of wish that like some of the things that were ours you could take, but you can't take the studio with you. You can't take the fire pit with you. But those were our personal things that we put our personal touch on. Yeah. So stuff like that. But
when you really sit down to reality, that house was just too big for the two of us.
Absolutely.
It was going to be more trouble as we grew older.
It was getting to be trouble now. Yeah. So. And you guys know that escrow kept getting pushed off.
Oh, yeah.
And pushed off and pushed off. I wouldn't call it a mistake. I don't like selling things. I've sold houses before. I don't like selling them on contingencies. If some of you know what a contingency is, the guy who comes to buy my house named Fred says, okay, General, I want to buy your house, but I have to sell mine first. So me buying your house is contingent upon me selling my house. Well, that was just one. He had to sell his to somebody so he could buy ours. That's one contingency. I have seen them go 9 contingencies deep. 9 houses have to sell to buy. I got to be able to sell this to buy that one. Then that guy's got to sell his to buy that. I've seen it go 9 deep, and I've seen him work. I've also seen him fail on one contingency.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't on Fred's end or the General's end. It was on the guy buying Fred's house that was hanging us up. Well, I took everything out of the house when I thought we were within a day of closing.
That's what we were told.
I took the cameras out. I took the internet out. I took the internet back to Spectrum. I did all that stuff. And then it drug on 3 weeks. Well, all of a sudden I'm thinking, holy shit, I wonder if our grass is even being watered because we can no longer check with our phone. We can't check the sprinklers to see if they're running. You used to be able to go on the apps on your phone and go, yes, the sprinklers are running. If they're not, it tells you there's an error code. We're not watering the grass. You go fix it. Well, we're 500 miles away. And now we can't even check. So I'm thinking, great. So what if the grass is turning yellow and brown and now Fred don't want to buy the house no more? Then as I'm thinking about that, because it's drug on, I get a phone call from our pool guy, or you did. You actually got a phone call.
And a picture.
He goes, I'm standing here outside your pool equipment. Your pool filter blew in half.
The lid came off. The
lid cracked and blew up. And
first time in how long?
20-some years,
20-some years. So yeah.
So he shut off the breaker, and my man Chris, you guys know I got my man down there, Chris, my man, and he went over and bought a new piece and put it all together for us and got the pump running. But then I'm thinking, hey, since he shut off the breaker, do we have to reprogram the pool filter? Maybe now the pool's green. So I'm thinking the pool is now green, the grass is now yellow. So we sent Jade over and said, could you please go over after work? She's okay. I'm out at Caterpillar. I'll get over there. So she drives all the way down there and she goes, the pool's beautiful. and running, and I had her start it again. And she goes, the grass is all green except for one little area. And it's the same area we've been fighting for a little bit now. And I said, really? She goes, Dad, everything's green. It looks good. So, Fred will be happy, but that fucking lid cost $466 for the lid.
We almost made it.
And if it had just blown up after, that would have been Fred's fucking problem, not mine. And you know what? No one even checked the house. I could have just let it go and said, "Oh, sorry about your luck, Fred. Guess it blew up after you signed the papers last night."
Yeah.
But I took care of it. It was my responsibility. It was on my watch. So we did it the right way.
Actually, that's one, I don't want to say it's a burden, but it's one thing checked off the list.
It's a hurdle.
We're done. Yeah.
Now we have next month, I'll take some time, and this is a big sigh of relief to get that done. But then next month, I got to meet down there with another realtor and some of my friends of mine about 2 of our buildings. We have 3 buildings downtown, and one I got sold to Chris, my man. And the other 2 we're working some stuff out on. But I think that's going to go a lot easier because we handled all that in-house.
Yeah.
And that'll be the last big hurdle. Then we can really focus on being up here and building and going and doing. Of course, it'll be winter time, so we're probably not doing much till spring, but we'll get them out of the way. We'll be okay now. This was a big hurdle, and we'll move some money around the board and get things going. Well, there's some things we can get going with the county. We can get things processed and get approved. I got to sit with Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case,
and we got to draw some stuff out. But this is a little more fun. This aspect
you love
of it.
This part.
I do. I've done this quite a few times now, and I do like it. So that was it. The fucking pool filter. God damn, that $466.
It always happens.
And the barbecue. We started off talking about the barbecue. We started talking about how we're missing a couple shows so the barbecue can go together.
Annual Gen X Talks barbecue
this
weekend. For those that don't know, we host a barbecue every single year over Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
We invite as many people as possible. No, I'm just kidding. We give limited tickets.
We sell tickets,
Yeah, we sell tickets to offset the cost.
We're sold out.
And we are sold out.
Sold out. Maxed event this year. We've had them all in the Southern California area in the land of bake. This year we are in the high deserts, the beautiful high deserts right next to Lake Tahoe in the northern Nevada area outside of Reno, the Carson Valley. We're having it at the Foxhole Studios this year.
We are.
Hosted by the Sun Valley Fox and St. Donna.
Yes.
And
they were so gracious to open their house to us
absolutely.
And everybody. And they have a beautiful backyard that is just, we're going to be sitting there
if you guys
enjoying a barbecue and looking up at Tahoe.
That's right.
The $1.3 million view.
If you guys wanted a down-home country backyard feel, I don't think you'd ever find a place. You'd have to travel to Georgia before you found something that Sun Valley Fox built this section by section by section with his own 2 hands, and you really get that down-home country feel with every decoration, with every plant he's put in there, him and St. Donna. You feel it. I mean, this thing is a representation of 30 years of work for this. Now, I was proud of our backyard.
Yes.
But this rivals it in every way possible. You're really going to enjoy sitting there. And I told him, I said, I'm going to tape off where people don't go in your backyard because he's got chickens and he's got a little gardens back there and he's got an orchard. You know what he told me yesterday? He goes, nah, let him go. I said, they're going to want you to come out and show them. He goes, I'll do it.
That's cool.
Someone says, hey, show me the chickens, and they'll get to see your chickens too. And a lot of them know Doodle. A lot of people know the name Doodle, your chicken.
Yeah.
Sun Valley Fox was very cool. He goes, yeah, if someone wants to go see it, I'd love to explain it to him.
Nice.
So any of you that while we're here for those 4 or 5 hours, you guys want to tap him on the shoulder and ask if he'd explain some of this to you, how he built things and what all the vegetation is and why he chose what he chose. He already said he'd be happy to tell you. I got to be honest with you. I'm going to listen in on that one. I haven't bothered him with that all the times we've been up here,
know.
But there's some things that I really have to ask him about. So
I forgot to talk to him about something the other day when we were over there.
What's that?
I was asking him I wanted to talk to him about laying burlap down in the garden because that's super nice to do over winter.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he does a lot of planting in the winter, but you just put burlap breaks down.
You'd have to ask him about that.
Great covering for things.
I'm going to tell a very embarrassing story that nobody knows but me.
About what and about who?
It's about me and St. Donna.
Okay, cool.
Now,
You can go ahead and say
I
that.
don't want you to be mad when I tell you, because I'm promising you this was a complete accident. And when I tell you the story,
I know what it is.
You're going to go, oh, I caught the end of that. Is that what happened?
I know.
You already know?
I was there.
God.
I remember because
You were
after
there.
I was there.
I know you were,
And
but-
after it happened, you were like, "Did you just see that?"
I know,
Did
but I didn't think you did. You're like,
Oh,
no,
I
I kind
did.
of saw him. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Because, okay, so we're unloading.
I don't think she knows.
She has no idea. I'm telling you, I held my breath. I went, I sucked in a breath like, oh my God. And I just sat there for a second like, oh, please don't turn around.
My brother's gonna crack up when he hears this.
Or kick my ass.
I think they're both listening,
You're going to beat
so-
the shit. No. She's not. She had to drive away. She's not listening. So we're good.
Okay.
So it was so funny. We wanted to back our truck up to their garage to unload some stuff. And St. Donna's car was in the way. So we're sitting there talking in the garage, and St. Donna walks up to the car, and Sun Valley Fox, her husband, goes, just please move the car. Get in the car, move the car. She goes, well, I don't think I have the keys. He goes, just get in the car, move the car. So she gets in the car, and she goes, I don't know if I brought the keys. Do you have the keys? He looks at her and goes, start the car. And you had that look like, ooh, that was my dad's voice.
Yes, he dropped his voice and was like, oh man.
He went down 2 octaves.
Yes, he did. I was like, ooh, that just sent chills down
Yeah,
my spine.
because I looked at you like, what's the matter? And you're like, that was my
that
dad's
was
voice.
Dad talking. Yeah.
So she starts the car, and I'm standing next to the window. She goes, oh, it started. I go, imagine that. Imagine my surprise when you push the button in the car. So isn't it funny? So she backs out. We back the truck up to there, and we begin to unload. Now, we lowered the tailgate, and Sun Valley Fox, St. Donna, you're in the back of the truck moving stuff forward, and I'm stacking it
And
where we
Mary's
can all grab it.
helping.
Everyone's
Yeah, Mary's-
helping. And the very last, there's 2 things left. There's a medium-sized box, but it's kind of awkward, and the bottom might have been moving a little bit on it, like it was coming apart. And there was one last thing, I forget what it was. So St. Donna grabs the box, and
She grabbed the 2 things for the canopy. Yeah.
and so she grabs the last box, and I turn to the tailgate and grab the last big heavy thing. Now, I saw her grab the box and
you
walk
thought
away.
She's walking away. Yeah.
So I turned really quickly, and she had stopped. She had bent over
That's right.
and was fucking with the box. And I'm telling you, my Johnson just about ran right into her bent over ass. I froze. I almost tipped over on her. I'm like, and whatever I was carrying was over her. It was over her back.
I saw it.
She starts to lift up, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to lift this thing out of the way and
and
back
you're
up.
turning, and you were turning.
I'm trying to turn to get the fuck out of the way because I swear on my friendship with everyone here and my relationship with, I thought she walked away. I didn't know she stopped and bent over and was adjusting the box. I mean,
It was fun.
can you imagine if your brother walked around the corner and I plowed her? I didn't mean to. And I'm like, I'm holding my breath going, please don't turn around. Please don't turn around. She got up in typical Donna fashion. She whistles while she works, and off she went. She never knew. I was like, oh my God. That's when I turned to you and go, did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
It was hilarious.
oh God. It's like that just could have gone
I bet
bad.
she's laughing hysterically.
She's
right
not even listening, and she's driving, and
You lie.
she's
home.
gonna slap me and go, you did what? I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not.
You don't have to apologize for it anymore because she doesn't know what happened.
Well, but I didn't mean for it to even get that. My heart stopped. I have never been that embarrassed in my life. I was like, oh my God.
St. Donna.
It was St. Donna. Come to think of it, I'm lucky at that moment for as close as I got. I'm lucky God didn't strike me down right there because it was St. Donna. I mean, God could have just snapped his finger and said, no, you got too close, fucker. You're gone. Poof. I would have been a pillar of salt outside of Gomorrah
That is probably true.
right then. I mean, that's how serious this was. But nobody knew. I didn't, I had trouble making eye contact with your brother the rest of the afternoon. I'm like, I don't feel like.
Oh my
I know
God!
he's
you
going to be
violated
mad.
Her personal
Yes, he's
space.
going to be mad. He's going to kick the shit out of me. So anyway, so the barbecue, we did a bunch of stuff for that.
Oh, yesterday was a
That was the day we pushed you a little hard, which is I began the show with a little information like that. But where did we go? We went to
We unloaded all the stuff at my brother's.
sat down at his whiskey table on the patio and tried to plot out everything. We tried to discuss everything because Sun Valley Fox, we had a big hiccup in our giddy up.
Oh, yeah, you guys did.
Big hiccup in the giddy up. Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
Never lost a case. Is bringing his Traeger grill over. He's got 2. He's bringing over his older one for us to use, and it's a beautiful grill. It's just a little older than his new one. And we had your brother's, but it broke. Sun Valley Fox's grill.
It died.
It died. Took a shit. And he is going to go buy himself a brand new one so that we can use it for the barbecue. He could have just used his charcoal one. But no, he knows this is an important event. He's going to go out. He's spending the money. He's probably
you guys had to sit there and decide. It was either we're buying one.
Well, yeah,
or he was buying one.
Well, I told him, I said, either have to buy one myself or rent one or borrow one. And he just looked at me across the table. He's like, no, I got you. He needs one anyway. He's like, I'll do it right now. Yeah. But he's going to spend a chunk of money. So you guys need to remember that not only is he opening his house graciously to us, he's going to spend a couple bucks on, a nice grill to keep going. So we thank the Sun Valley Fox for doing that.
So we had a little powwow on the whiskey table in the backyard and was like going through some last minute things that we need to do and dividing it up, dividing and conquering.
Right.
And then my husband decides we need cigars.
And Mary M., she has a book. Every time I throw out an idea, she writes it down.
Yes, she does.
She doesn't miss anything. And she goes, 3 days ago you mentioned this. And I'm like, holy shit, I did. I forgot. No. She writes every insane idea I have. She writes it down in case we need to know about it later. Yeah. And I said cigars, and she goes, well, what are you looking for? Where are we going? She starts calling around.
As we're sitting there.
As we're sitting there at the whiskey table. And she, nobody in Minden carries the ones I like.
Right.
Isla del Sol, Isle of Del Sol.
Nothing in Carson City.
Nothing in Carson City.
But then we found one.
She found it in Reno.
Yes. It was Ruiz Cigars.
Ruiz Cigars. So I had been talking with Christine Matlock, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy, that morning. We're at the whiskey table. We're talking about different things she's in town doing, that we're in town doing. And I said, I told Christine, I said, we found some cigars, but I think I need to go down there talking about Gen X Talks because Mary M talked him into a discount because of a promotional deal over the phone.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, well, if they're going to be that nice. So I said, let's go down there. I'll shake everybody's hand. So we drive down there. Little Miss Hot and Nerdy shows up right when we got there. We all walk in. And Christine says, I want to hear how you do this because she has not been around me yet when I present.
Do the pitch.
When I present Gen X Talks and you glad hand the high rollers. So she wanted to catch a glimpse of how I do that. Then she knows what to say, what not to say when she's doing it on our behalf. Okay. So
while you're pitching, Mary and I were meeting the 2 gentlemen that were seated in the cigar shop.
Yeah, I noticed that.
This is also a smoking shop, like a men's hangout cigar shop.
Yeah, you can go smoke. They have a smoking
Mary and I shook the hands of the gentlemen that were
I
sitting
noticed.
there.
I'm trying to look over my shoulder what you two
Little
fuckers
Rick
are doing.
And Greg. Shout out to Little
Rick and Greg down at Ruiz Smoke Shop. He goes, we only come down here on days that end in a Y, so you can find us some of the days down here.
Yeah.
And 3 guys come up to these guys are tall too, the 2 guys you were talking to. 3 guys come out of the back and I'm like, they're at the front cash register and I said, holy shit, those guys are 2 feet taller than me.
Yeah, they were big.
And this guy goes, one of the 3 guys goes, yeah, wait till we surround you. We're really intimidating. And I didn't know what to say. Part of me wanted to go, fuck you. And the other part of me is like, well, just play it down. I said, oh yeah, I bet you guys are very intimidating. But your guy, Greg, you just met, he'd talked to you, he talked to me, and he heard this guy.
Yeah.
And he looks at the guy and goes, I don't think this guy's intimidated by much of anything. And I was like, well, thank you, Greg, for saying, because I didn't want to come off like an asshole, but it was kind of a dick thing to say,
So the gentleman that owns the cigar shop was not there, but his son was there. That's who Mary spoke to on the phone.
Now,
Luis.
Yeah, the good part of this. Luis Ruiz. The good part is this guy was, I'm guessing, in his 30s. And when you start explaining about, hey, we're doing the barbecue, we're Gen X Talks, it's social media, and he asked the right questions. Well, how many followers? Well, across all the platforms, right around 3 million. He got it. Mm-hmm. He's like, okay, what can I do for you? Here's the discount. He gave you some free stuff.
Yes.
I mean, he got it. He's like, okay, I get what this is. I get what you're doing here.
Well, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy, it sounds like she's never been in a cigar shop before.
I don't think she had.
I was trying to explain to her what it was. She didn't know what a humidor was, and da da da. So I finally got her to the back, and I took her into the
walk-in humidor.
And I said, come in here. I said, this is regulated by temperature, humidity, moisture. And then he came in and started explaining it's like at 75 degrees with 75% humidity,
Right.
da, 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 and he's talking all this. And then I asked him about his dad and owning this thing, and he said his dad grew up on a tobacco farm in Nicaragua.
Yes.
And that he learned how to pick the tobacco, and then he learned how to roll it and all this stuff. I'm like, wow. And he goes, now I do it. He goes, I go 2 or 3 times a year. My family owns a tobacco farm now in Nicaragua.
They said his dad used to make, as a kid, and he rolled for a very famous cigar manufacturer, and I can't remember their names now. But Greg, your man Greg there, he goes, that guy used to, before he did his own thing, he rolled for one of the big names companies. And I was like, no shit. He goes, yeah, no shit. And he made 56 cents a day.
Wow.
Rolling. That's when he was a teenager back then.
Wow.
So their family history with this, and these are good old boys.
And then he said that his dad's opened up his own cigar shop. So here it is, and they now have a factory in Nicaragua where they're making their own family cigars.
Right.
And I said to him, wow, where are they? And this one wall in the humidor is all Ruiz cigars.
Right.
And so at first I asked him, I go, so my husband's favorite is Isla del Sol. So is there anything comparable to that, like with the same flavor, texture, because you like?
Sure.
And he goes, well, not really. I said, well, then what one of your brand do you think my husband would like? And he pulled it out and he was telling me all about it. And he says, I want him to have this. He didn't even charge me for it. He goes, I want him to have this and to smoke it and give it a try.
That was very
He was just very sweet. And then all the pictures in the cigar shop are from the farm. Their personal family farm.
And when I explained the other side of the deal, a little Miss Hot and Nerdy was standing next to me at the register talking to this kid, nice kid again, and I was explaining the part we're focusing on up here in the Reno area is interviews, and I said I would love to interview your father and you. I just want to listen. I want to hear your story. That kid's eyes lit up like my dad would love to tell you this story. So, I mean, it was just everything about that visit worked out for Gen X Talks, for you guys as viewers and fans and followers. We're going to get some great content at the barbecue. We made a friend. We're going to promote his company, little hole in the wall place, but I love these guys. They've earned a member for me. I'll be a patron of their cigar shop every time I go now. I'll partner with them. We'll put them up on the website. I want to interview his dad badly now, where I can listen to his amazing story. I can't believe some of the little tidbits they told me about, escaping and running and doing, and just the times that the guy lived. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
And he also mentioned, he says, well, we do things down here, promotional stuff in-house. And I said, tell me. I will come down here. I will tell Gen X Talks fans that I'm coming down there. Let's all go. They serve whiskey in there. They bring in bottles of whiskey.
Yeah, they do live cigar rolling there, too.
They do stuff. So we can come down there. I said, there's people in this area. We can all come down and hang out for a couple hours. But let's face it, if I say, hey, the Sun Valley Fox, the General, and Gen X Mom, we're coming down to this place, there's going to be some people that show up. This will help them. And he says, well, what do you charge for that? I go, nothing. I said, I just want to hang out and talk with people. I'm not charging you to come down here. Let's go.
As the General could have a private event there?
No. Really?
We could schedule a private event where they will do hand-rolled cigars, and anybody that
I did
wants
not
to
know
join
that.
can come.
We gotta let people know we're here first. I haven't let people know. Still got the billboard idea going on, which you roll your eyes at every time, but that'd be kind of fun
Billboards, to do. Oh my gosh. But it'd be nice to have like a men's only event.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. So
I can give you a day to go smoke cigars.
Well, thank you. Thank you for letting me off my leash. How gracious of you.
No problem.
So that was a fun one. So I'm the last one out of the cigar shop.
Because we had places to go.
What was funny is everybody who was sitting there smoking cigars was making fun of me. At the end of it,
you came in with a harem.
Yeah, I came in with a harem with you three girls, except you kept openly, loudly handing me my wallet.
Yes.
And I'm like, don't do that. I just made friends here. Just pretend I've got the money. You're like, no.
No, I'm carrying the money.
I said, you go, which credit card should I use? And I'm reaching for my wallet and you hold it up going, no, I've already got it. I'm like, God damn it. Can we do that in private where not everyone's watching? So on the way out, I'm telling everybody, hey, look, they're already outside. I run this outfit. Don't think for a second I'm not in charge. I'm in charge. And they're like, sure, General, Gen X dog, you're in charge. We saw how the three women bullied you around. You ain't in charge of shit.
You didn't hear what I told the girls.
What?
I go, well, you know how much my husband spent on cigars and paraphernalia and stuff like that?
Well, that's what I was getting to. I leave the cigar shop last. You guys are about 12 steps ahead of me out the door.
Yeah.
I turn. You guys are going into the candy shop.
There was a homemade candy store right
And
next
I'm
door.
yelling, whoa, stop.
So, and the girls will tell you, I said, you know how much he spent in the cigar shop? We'll go do that over in the candy store.
Which was bullshit. Yeah, I'm yelling, stop. All three of you heard me. All three of you didn't listen.
No, they were making handmade candy.
Homemade candy right there on the spot. They do it all in front of the glass. There's the whole thing's right out front where people can look in.
I haven't seen a store like that in a very long time.
Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Bend, Oregon was the last place I remember seeing where they let you watch them make it. So they went around and all three ladies got their little pick of their stuff and the general had to pay for it. And Christine Matlock, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy,
yes,
she picks these cool little, well, they were like a big white heart lollipop looking thing.
Yes.
I don't even know, what was it, white chocolate? Was it candy? I'm not sure what was in it.
It was a lollipop.
Well, she had those things. I'm like, that's the only thing that looked good in this whole damn place to me. But you guys were swooning over all the stuff they had.
Oh, yeah.
I'm posting that on the member site, just so you guys know. If you're members of Patreon, if you're members of the General's Lunchbox on Facebook, or a YouTube member, members only, I'm posting that stuff today. The pictures from the cigar shop with all the guys, the candy. And then I had the privilege after the candy shop of taking you three ladies to lunch. And I forget what the name of the place.
Great Basin Brewery.
Great Basin Brewery. Little Miss Hot and Nerdy already knew where it was. She's like, yep, been there. And she's racing right over. So you know when Little Miss Hot and Nerdy already likes the place, then you know you picked a good spot because she's been there. She could have told us, oh, don't go there. No. So we went in and sat down, had some appetizers. We caught Little Miss Hot and Nerdy up on all the gossip of the day, which there's a lot of gossip going on. I just can't tell you guys right now. But I can once it's over. After the barbecue, I'll let you guys in on the drama. But it's all tongue in cheek. It's all for fun. And we had a nice lunch, and that was when things ended for Gen X Mom. That was when we got back in the truck, and she said, "Take me home," because she was not doing well. But up until then, we got a lot done at the Foxhole. We got a lot done running around Reno, and then we came back here. And ladies and gentlemen, it is now Thursday. It's coming up on 11 o'clock Los Angeles time, and you're caught up on the funness of the whole thing.
Yep.
Michael Dawson wrote me a note.
Oh, he did, huh?
And he says, hey, haven't had a solid Briggs update in a long time.
Well, then you know more about that because our son is in an anti-mom mode.
Here we go. Here comes the story.
Mom don't know shit, so I'm not talking to her.
You're still making his lunches and doing the mother things, which I adore. I love that you take care of him.
You know, I don't know what's happening at his work. I have no idea what he's doing, so that's your department.
He is. So I'm talking to Michael Dawson here. The rest of you can listen in if you want, but this specific thing is for Mike. Mike and I have a little thing going on about Briggs, kind of guide him through life. So I'm giving him his update. Briggs loves his job. He really loves the crew he works with. He loves working for Ben Matlock.
Never lost
a case. He learns stuff every day. They switched him over to nights, which I didn't think he'd be able to handle. 1 month of working there, and Ben's like, I got to put you on nights. Why is Christine calling me? Is she not listening to the show? Little Miss Hot and Nerdy is ringing my phone. Stand by.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy. You're calling right in the middle of the Gen X Talks podcast, so guess what? You're on the podcast.
I'm so sorry, but
you are now live with everybody on KGXT Radio. So all that sexual stuff you and I do when no one's listening, don't do any of that right now.
Okay. So the porta potty guy is there, and he says nobody's there, and he doesn't know where to put them.
All right. So as you guys know, for the barbecue, Little Miss Hot and Nerdy has arranged for toilets, portable toilets, and sinks clean ones. He's there. He's probably just out back, and the guy doesn't know to ring the bell. So Gen X Mom's going to call the Sun Valley Fox right now. Tell the guy he's there, and we're going to send him out front.
Okay, because I called Sun Valley Fox who didn't answer.
God, he never
I'll
answers
call
yet.
Donna.
All right, we'll get this done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Little Miss Hot and Nerdy following up on the Gen X Talks barbecue.
Where's her bell? God dang it.
Got to have a bell to get the Sun Valley
We need
Fox.
one all the way to the loop.
Sorry to interrupt, but it was sort of an emergency.
Well,
Are
and
you at
do you
home?
know that when you call, I
you at-
answer? Isn't that nice?
It's true. I love it.
No one would refuse Little Miss
Okay,
Hot
well,
and
the
Nerdy.
guy
When Little Miss
that
Hot and
was-
Nerdy calls, you fucking answer. So here we are. All right, I'll hang up with you, Christine, and we'll get back on with our program.
The guy said
All
he
right,
rang the
thanks.
doorbell
Bye.
and
All right,
everything,
bye-bye.
trying to find him.
All right, so we're still trying to
Okay.
get a hold of the Fox.
Okay, well,
And Gen X Mom is on the phone with St. Donna trying to work that out right now. I'll turn down her mic.
okay, he'll wait
Just
for
so you
to
know.
be there. He'll wait for you to arrive.
See, the problem with the Sun Valley Fox is
you.
St. Donna
Okay.
took off to go run some errands in town.
And left my brother in charge.
And the Sun Valley Fox is like, I got this.
Hey,
But here's
brother, if you're listening to this podcast, go answer the door.
the door. Jesus. Here's the problem. This is because the Sun Valley Fox is old. Now, I already know this. And this is really St. Donna's fault or your fault or Christine Matlock's fault. This is all your guys' fault.
Why?
Because when you leave an old person like the Sun Valley Fox at home and say, hey, you got this, right? The guy's going to deliver the trailer with the sinks and the bathrooms on it. And he says, yeah, I got this. You have to give him two choices. You have to say, now listen, you can't go out back and mow the lawn. You can't dawdle with the chickens. You got two choices. And then sometimes you got to snap your fingers. Hey, right here, pay attention right here.
Let me tell you.
Hold on, I'm not done.
Okay.
You have to tell him, okay, you can stay home like a big boy and wait for the guy to show up, but you either have to sit out front
In there or be in the garage.
in there, sit there watching, or you have to answer your phone. Those are your two options. But what you can't do is wander out back and not answer your phone. But you guys didn't explain it in crayons to the Sun Valley Fox.
Hold on one
Go
second.
ahead. Yes, you're up.
So this morning, I let them know that I texted
St. Donna.
my brother and Donna on the same thread
Yes.
saying they will be delivered between 11 and 1.
Yes.
Donna calls me on the phone and says, I'm going to the store. Your brother will be there to accept the delivery. I said, fine.
Gotcha.
My brother texts me and says, morning, sis. We've got it covered. Thanks for letting
Yeah,
us know.
whatever.
He confirmed
No.
that he would be there.
Nowhere in that conversation did you say, now, big brother, you have to sit on a chair in the driveway or have your phone turned all the way up. No one said that to him. He thinks
He's in big trouble right
he
now.
thinks he's on the phone or he's on the property. He's good. If I'm on the property, I'm okay. Now, your brother, that down home country feel, he would assume that the delivery guy would just walk out back and wave, hey, I'm here with the stuff. But that's not what people do. They don't feel comfortable doing that. So no one gave him the exact instruction. You can give your brother
she's on
two
her
options.
street. St. Donna is on the street right now, and he's going to be in a lot
He's
of
going to be in
trouble.
trouble when she gets there. She's literally going to find him and throw up her hands and go, are you fucking kidding me?
He's in the woodshed.
He's in the Danny H, make room for the fox because he's coming in the woodshed. So back to Briggs before we got
We're
nicely
so sorry.
interrupted.
We're
with,
sorry we're answering our phones, but
well,
you know,
it's
one of those things.
It's the barbecue. It's Gen X Talks, and it was a staff member who called, so we're okay with that.
okay, keep going.
Anyway, so Briggs' update. He loves his job. I thought he was going to quit. He got very sick his first day back. We had 2 days of tough driving and working in California. And then his first day back, he got half a day off and then worked the night shift and got sick to his stomach all night. I thought he was going to quit. And he didn't. And now for the last couple of days, he's had a bad cold. He comes home with a cold. He goes to bed with a cold. And I said, are you okay with going to work? You want to know what he answered me?
What?
Made me so proud as a dad. He said, I thought about calling in sick because I'm sick. I'm miserable. It's hard. It got a little bit of a fever sometimes, and sometimes it goes away. He got a little bit of a cold and a runny nose, and his eyes are watering. He's just miserable. And it comes and goes. And I said, yeah, I could see where you'd call in sick. He goes, but I want to be like those other blue collar guys. I've heard all the stories of you and your buddies going to work sick, going to work with broken bones. He goes, and here I am sick. He goes, I just took a bunch of NyQuil and I went to work. He goes, I'm not quitting. He goes, I'm going to go. Now, he's not going to go contagious and get somebody else sick, but he goes, I'm not going to punk out. He goes, I really thought about it the way you guys, my uncles and everybody thought about where you go to work. You go because it's your job. I couldn't have been more proud at that moment of him getting up and going, because it is a hard job, and he drives over an hour each way. It's tough, and he's working 10-hour days. And for a 19-year-old kid, your first job, I thought he would. I thought he'd quit. So he's doing it, and he's working things out. He's paying his bills. He's paying stuff down that he owes money. He's doing a great job. The other update was Jade. I don't think we could have sold this house the way we did, being this far away without Jade, our daughter down there. Her and her boyfriend, Jevin, went to the house. They watered. They reset timers when they needed to. They ran the pool filter. They pulled leaves out of the filters. Stuff that you would normally do if you're there selling your house, but we're 400 or 500 miles away. And I will tell you, if without Jade and Jevin helping the times that they helped, I don't think we could have got this done. And I could say that for other people too, Briggs, or, you when you help and stuff. Mary Mathis helped too. But I'm just saying, speaking of a kid update, going to Jade, I don't think that we would have been as successful. It would not have been as easy. And she really helped out a lot. So that was the Jade update. Our other daughter, Tasha, who's married to the Marine in Camp Pendleton, doing some time they're doing time in Nebraska right now. They got 3 years where he's got to be a recruiter so he can go back to Pendleton and finish his career in the Corps doing what he wants to do. He's an ace helicopter mechanic. He's extremely talented. And they're having another baby.
Yes, they are.
They had the one girl, then they had the boy, who I don't even remember his name now. What's the kid's name? Malachi. And now they're having another baby, so that's 3.
Malachi will be 1 in October, and she is just newly pregnant, newly pregnant.
So she's excited about that. So there's that.
We're going to be grandparents again.
Yeah. Our other daughter, who picked up and followed her man to Texas. And she, I said, well, you're going to Texas, and her mother's, you're leaving. And this particular daughter had the best line ever about moving away. She goes, that's what you did, Mom. You followed your guy. You fell in love and you followed your guy. You left home, you picked up, and you moved. And what could you say to that? Nothing. Like, yeah, that's exactly what I did. She goes, that's what Tosh did. She followed her man to Pendleton and then to Nebraska. And I love that they bring that up, that they're following in your footsteps when they go, well, you did, Mom.
That's right.
And the funny thing is she's going to get married to this guy who we love, this guy already like a son-in-law. And he's been training and teaching himself and going to classes his whole life to be a heavy lineman. He wants to be the guy hanging out of helicopters on the power lines out in the middle of forest. It's all he's done. Was in the journeyman program. That's all he's been talking about for 11 years.
Yes.
And then our daughter calls the other day, and her mother gets on the phone and goes, well, what do you mean you're with your boyfriend right now?
During the week.
His name's Thomas. And she goes, oh, we're fishing. And which my daughter doesn't fish, but she watches him fish.
Yes.
And you said, why isn't he at work? She goes, well, Mom, he doesn't want to be an electrician anymore.
No, lineman.
That's an electrician.
Okay, sorry.
You don't need to correct me on everything I say.
Sorry.
And you said, okay. And I saw you get reserved, like
what is this?
Okay, let's take a breath here. What's going on? And she says, he wants to be a fireman. Well, in any other kid, I would say, how flighty, how irresponsible, how dumb. You don't just switch careers and flip-flop around. But I've known this kid since he was 10 years old. I know this kid. This kid's name is Thomas, and I know his family, good kid. If he wants to be a fireman, he's not just saying that. He's going to go do it. He's going to sign up, and if he was only able to get a job as a fireman in Arlington, Virginia, he'd go to Arlington. If he says he's going to do something, he goes and does it. So I'm not sure what made the change. I haven't had the opportunity to talk to him, but just so you know, she's one daughter living her dream, following her man. And if he wants to be a fireman, okay, do it. Jade, very thankful for what she did for us down there. Tosh following her man in the Corps, doing the things out there. It's a good time. And Ryan, if you guys are coming to the barbecue, my very liberal, very Democrat supportive, doesn't like Trump one bit, tree hugging, pot smoking, computer repairing millennial son is going to be at the barbecue. And I'm telling you right now, don't fuck with him. I'm telling you, don't start a fight with him on politics. Don't start arguing. Not that you guys couldn't hold your own. Not that I'm standing up for him holding his own. I just don't want to see a fight come down because he's my son. So just leave the fucking politics out of the fucking barbecue. And I'm going to tell everybody that when they get there. I'm going to walk around proudly introducing my son and his fiance. And when I do, I'm going to remind each one of you that needs reminding, don't fuck around with politics. Just leave it out. Because my son will fight you on politics all day long. And I'm like, I just don't want to see, I don't want there to be a conflict. So shut your mouths. Everyone just bite your tongue. That's what I'm telling you. All right. So he's coming. The other kids are not coming, but that's the kid update. Now you got a kid update.
So you get 2 of the 8.
We got
Briggs and Ryan.
Yeah, you get Briggs and Ryan will be there, and you can talk to them.
And those 2 are so close. Those 2.
Yeah, they're very close. And God, there was so much more. We're over time. God, what else was we going to talk about? The big thing is just the barbecue coming up and how everything is coming together, and it is coming together.
It is.
As soon as we hang up here with you guys, we're going to head into town. Now, remember, members only sites. You guys are going to get flooded with stuff.
Be prepared also on Saturday. Bottom of the Glass Nation may start early. There is a possibility.
It's going to. We've already, Did
you decide on a time?
4, probably okay. 4 o'clock. We're going to go, because it's going to go 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7. There's going to be 3 hours for sure. I was going to say we could probably squeeze out, because we do
We
this.
don't want it to run too late because we do have a big barbecue the next.
And we're at someone else's house.
Yes.
We're at the Foxhole. So if we start early, and you guys know every year we do this, every year we used to go into the studio back when we had the KGXT studios back in the land of bake, and we're like, okay, 2 hours should be enough. And then I remembered something.
What?
Cigar Scotty's coming.
Oh, Lord.
And I'm like,
don't put him on till the last hour.
It's like I told Cigars, but Scotty comes up and he finds a spot. He goes, I'm sitting right here. He gets his cigar. He's got his whiskey. Everybody else can rotate. But when you're there with Scotty, that'll last 3 hours without even breaking a sweat.
Put him in a time frame. You have 1 hour, big boy.
Not a chance. I'm putting the Cigar Scotty right up front. This is going to be fun.
Oh, my goodness.
And so we're going to start early. We're going to probably start at 4. I don't know if we're broadcasting everywhere. Maybe yes. It depends on what moderators are going to be present. They won't be able to moderate. So, you can't really ask them to moderate. I don't know if we can or I don't know what's going to happen. Now, I know Mary Mathis will bring her laptop over to the Foxhole. She'll pick a little spot off to the side. She'll help.
I think Shai is bringing her laptop, too.
And I know Disney Kid said he can't make it to the barbecue. So if he's home, I can count on him. So the YouTube will be covered. But I don't know about the other places. So we'll see.
Figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But we're going to do it. It's going to be a big show. You guys, anyone who has seen the Bottom of the Glass shows live from the barbecues, when we do the barbecues, you guys already know what that's going to turn into. And it's a lot of fun to do it. So like I said, today we're going to go around doing those things. Members only sites, you guys get all the skinny, all the pictures. They'll just keep coming all through the barbecue. I'm telling you, there is stuff that we're not allowed to show publicly. Adult content, but we can show it to members. If you're a paid member, the rules are different. So you guys get it if you're a member. It's $1. Join up. I don't know how to tell you that over the radio, but we're going to leave, and then we'll make sure I get back in time to do that. We're not doing the Bottom of the Glass show tonight. No show tonight. But I will come back in time to edit.
Oh, you are? Okay.
And post. So tomorrow it'll drop. You want a replay of this, you missed it, or you want to listen to it on your scheduled drive to work, it'll be there for you like it always is. It'll be ready to go. Now, I think we covered everything we were supposed to cover. I'm sure we left some stuff out. I don't have a car story right now. So can I get away without a car story this time? Okay.
This time you can.
Like I said, it is Thursday. People are arriving today.
Yes, they're starting.
And then a lot more tomorrow. The big numbers come in Saturday, and then Sunday is a great big Gen X Talks thing Saturday night. The barbecue's a big thing Sunday, and then Monday there are people staying till Monday and Tuesday. We rented a studio from a cool cat down in Reno, and we're dragging people down there for 4 hours of interviews. I'm debating. I might put part of that live on KGXT. I might have a microphone going where you guys can just listen in. But that means that you're going to listen into a lot of table talk. A lot of, all I hear is pens and papers rustling. Yes, because
very organic.
We're just going to sit down and say, all right, here's the show and talk and interview. But in between that, people go to the bathroom, people get food. Yeah. You guys are going to have a live microphone that whole time listening to just background conversations. I'm not turning off KGXT radio and turning it back on. So you guys, if we do that, it'll be
Monday's
generic.
Labor Day. Everybody's home on
You're
Monday,
home. You're home. You're not working. So we can lay a microphone out there. If we do that, I may have someone sit there and just gently talk to you folks between, hey, and now the general just came back in, and now we're doing this. They can just narrate what you guys can't see. But we might do that live on KGXT Radio so you can hear the unedited, unfiltered version of all these interviews. And there's going to be some that are really great. So we might do that, letting you guys know there's a lot. It's packed with stuff. It is packed with stuff. Thursday or Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's a lot of content going up. You guys just got to be out there to see it. All right. Is there anything else we're getting to, or are we kind of done?
That's it. We're done.
Well, then we are going to sign off. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to the Gen X Talks podcast live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. Appreciate you guys chiming in. Not sure where you're listening from. AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember two things in life. Number one, wherever you go, there you are. And number two, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, baby, because I'm out.
Bye-bye.